Revenge. It's a great topic, and it's an especially great topic for Risk. Today, I've set up 3 scenarios that I'm going to go through that deal with revenge. Very common scenarios, but I'm also going to tell you a little story at the end, so stay tuned for that. All right. The first scenario is a very common one. You're playing global domination, so a lobby that's open to anybody, and it's the teal player's turn. He obviously wants no Australia, no win. He wants to get Australia, right? Green doesn't want him to have it. All right, teal is going to take green's Australia from him. Now it's a decision point for green. Green is mad, right? Teal took his precious. Okay. If I were the teal player, I would not have taken his precious because this army is here. If this army was over here and there's no other green over here and he was blocked, maybe I would have taken it, right? So this was a bad decision to begin with. Okay. But the green player is mad and he's going to attack back. Okay, now what do we notice? It was a pretty even game, right, before this. And now teal is down to 5 troops and green is down to 11 troops, making them prime picking for anybody else to take them out. So do not do this. Do not seek revenge if you're green, right? Not a good idea. This is an inappropriate time to seek revenge. I see people acting emotionally like this a lot in public lobbies. Occasionally you'll see higher ranked people doing this as well. So, but it's a terrible idea. It's the basic revenge move. Don't do this, okay? Let's move on to the second scenario. Bear with me while I set up. All right, the second scenario is in the middle. The European turtle has all his troops in the middle. Okay, it's the Africa turtle's turn. He decides he doesn't like how big blue is getting in relation to him, so he makes an attack. He attacks a border, which opens up this army to him. This can be public lobbies again. This could be, playing with your friends. All right, it's blue's turn. I would say this would be my first move. I would just strengthen my borders. And I would do it like this. And just strengthen the borders with the African player, right? Okay, we're gonna skip ahead. What's gonna happen if the African person does it again? That's what I'll show you what my next move would be. And you guys can let me know if you think my moves are crazy or if you would do something different. All right, this is my third scenario over here, so we're just skipping past it. All right, turn 2 on this scenario. This scenario involves 3 turns. All right. All right, he broke the border again. Okay, what should the blue player do? should he seek revenge? Let's look at their troop count, right? So now because the African player is breaking the blues border, the African player has become stronger. If blue takes this army and he runs through the African player completely, then it's mutually assured destruction. They both die. However, blue wants to defer Africa from doing this again. So this may be the move that you'd want to do, right? You move your army to where you can strike them, but you don't. It's a semi-aggressive move, right? You're showing them, hey, I'm not going to put up with it, but if you do it again, I might be attacking into you, okay? So again, 2 turns, we haven't seeked any revenge. I think this is the smart thing to do, because if you seek revenge, it's mutually assured destruction, and then probably either orange or pink are going to win this game. And then if I'm blue, I'm making my army bigger, right? Because he can break the 4 with a 7. Let's skip past teal again. Let's skip past green again. Okay, so what happens if white attacks again? That's what I'm going to show you in just a second. Okay, it's white's turn. White's not afraid. White's a crazy player. White's gonna attack again. He's gonna attack right here. Okay, now it's decision time for blue, right? We've tried our best to defer him by building up our armies. We've tried our best to defer him by placing our big army next to him. I say we have 2 decisions. I'll show them to you. One is to move our army somewhere else. So it would look something like this. And just accept that we're not going to own it, that he's going to keep breaking us every time. And we can even move into northern Asia, right? That's probably the move most of the time I'm going to take, because I don't know the temperament of this white player. And if I attack into white, then he may destroy me with this army, right? But if you know the temperament of the player you're playing, or if you've been playing in the game for a long time and you think, I don't think that they're gonna suicide on me, then this might be the move you make. And then you leave your army there, okay? I can't have Europe, you can't have Africa. This is a big risky move, and that's why I said I would do the other thing most of the time, because this player could decide to take you out, thus ruining the game for both of you. So when I'm playing in public army or lobbies, I'm not doing this very often. When I'm playing other grandmasters, you see them do this a lot, right? Because they know that white is a grandmaster because white wants to win. And people who want to win don't destroy all their troops when there's people this strong in the game, right? They don't give the game away for revenge. Okay, but I think most of the time what you'd probably do in this scenario is just flee. So just go somewhere, not if you've attacked, right? You still could do it if you've attacked, but you just go somewhere where and give up on the continent most of the time in that scenario in public lobbies. It's very situational, and it really depends on the temperament that this player has shown. Okay. Let's move on to our third scenario between orange and pink. Orange and pink, we've been buddies for a while. We've built up our armies, right? It's all good. And I'm deferring, as orange, I'm deferring pink by this big army right here, right? Hey, it's not on your border. I'm not being aggressive, but I'm telling you, don't break into my border, right? But the difference is in this scenario, we are playing someone who we are going to play over and over and over again, right? And we don't want them to bully us game after game after game. So this would be like on Wednesday nights I play with my friends, right? So hey, I play the same person over and over again. Or you're playing on Discord, you're playing other people and there's someone that's bullied you and you want to defer them. You're willing to give up this game in order to win many more games in the future. Okay. This would be a scenario where it may make sense to seek revenge. But I say, if you're going to seek revenge, go big, right? All right. They leave their army or they can move it back, right? Or maybe they've broken you a whole bunch of times, right? Don't do this if you're only playing the people one time. But I'm going to show you what I would do. If you're going to lose the game anyway, and you want to really make a statement, this is what to do. All right, skipping through all these. All right, it's green's turn. We have these little guys over here, right? That's annoying, but I'm not just killing them, I'm not just seeking revenge, I'm annihilating this person. I'm completely ruining their game. I'm showing them that if you are ruining my game over and over and over again in these Play Friends games, then I am taking you out. And that's how I would seek revenge. I would go all the way. If you're going to seek revenge, go all the way. And that's another thing to discuss, right? So when is it okay to take out an Australian turtle player that's hitting your Europe or hitting your North America, right? They're trying to keep you small so that they can become the strongest player. I will do it when there's 4 players left and I am stronger than the Australian turtle player, and doing it doesn't break the balance of the game. So what I mean by that is, let's say South America has 30, Africa has 30, I have 30, Australia has 20, and 5 cards, so I'm going to get a trade in, right? So you can really count my 30 as 40, and they keep breaking me, right? I'll come down and I'll just kill them, right? And then I'll take their cards and I'll become the Australia turtle player. And the reason I do that is because now it'll be 30, 30, 20. It's a balanced game because any one player does not have more than the other players combined. And I've removed the nuisance of this person who keeps breaking my borders, right? So when I seek revenge in a public lobby, I'm seeking it all the way. Otherwise, I'm buying my time by moving my troops away in order to look for opportunities later. A lot of times we want to play emotionally. We want to play with how we feel. And I would tell you, emotions have a time and place, but on the risk board, they rarely have a time and place. When you attack, you need to attack with a purpose, and your purpose should be either winning this game, or if you play the same people over and over again, to win this series of games, right? And that's why I showed you this scenario over here, right? Because, I'm now weaker, and in certain scenarios, doing that may cost me the game as orange, but it may defer the pink player from doing that in the next game, and it helps me win a series of games, right? And when you're playing the same people over and over again, what you really want is you want to win more games in this series, okay? Now, I want to talk about another thing. Once people hold a continent, then they feel like it's theirs. They get attached to that continent, Okay, so when you're breaking into people's continents, you need to be aware that if you keep poking a bear, eventually it's going to bite you, right? So that's why I usually don't start attacking into people's continents until I'm willing to go to war. And I'm willing to go to war with them when it suits my game, which would mean like they're the strongest player and they need to be taken down because they're going to get to be stronger than everybody else combined. That's a great time to go to war. Another time I would attack into someone's continent is because I'm about to become the strongest player. I have secure borders that they can't break, and I just need to ruin bonuses for a few rounds in order to become the strongest player. That's another time to do it. And total annihilation of them, also another great time to do it. Or, hey, I'm going to take them out in a few turns, right? And I just don't want them to get any stronger, but I'm waiting a couple of turns for me to get stronger and so that they'll have the proper amount of cards to take out and make it worth my while, right? Those are all great scenarios to poke the bear to break into somebody's continent, but most of the time you're not, because you're making an enemy who may come back at any point in the game, and take you out. I know that I've played games where maybe on round 7 I attacked into their continent, and then on round 27 they came and they suicided into me, right? It's not a coincidence. They held that grudge forever, and you need to be aware that people will seek revenge. Okay. Hopefully you liked my talk about revenge. I'm going to finish with a little story. It's on the morality of revenge. Okay. So I have this buddy, and we call and we talk and on the phone after work. It was weekly for quite a while until I got pretty busy, but we still talk quite a bit. And my buddy, he had this girlfriend, and she did him wrong. She was seeing 2 guys at once and not telling either of them. They both thought they were the only one, and he discovered this. Okay, so we had these long talks, multiple, where he was trying to convince me that the right thing to do was seek revenge, and I was trying to convince him that that's the wrong thing to do, because so if you think about him, like, he's devoting time, he's devoting energy, he's devoting anger to something that's going to get him nowhere, right? He gets nothing from revenge. So I was trying to convince him, hey, your best way to move forward is not to seek revenge. He had a counter argument that I wasn't prepared for, and I thought it was maybe an interesting way to end this. Okay. If I expose this person as a way of revenge, tell people, who she is, that she's been lying, etc., then it does 2 things. One, it lets her friends and family know, hey, this is the way this person is, and maybe since this is pathological behavior that he had discovered, they'll be able to keep her in check or help her out, right? It's like, okay, well, maybe, but I don't know if that's your place, etc. Okay, but his second argument was, if somebody is harming someone, whether it's you or somebody else, it could be the morally correct choice to seek revenge because you're deferring them from harming someone else in the future. And you can see this when, like, somebody who is assaulting people or hurting children, etc. You can see this where what do you do, right? Maybe they've been removed from the situation so they can't hurt that person anymore, but we punish them anyway. And we punish them anyway so that they don't take that behavior and then go out into the world and continue it and hurt somebody else. It's a way of preventing other people from getting hurt. Okay, so how does that equate to risk at all, right? Well, I would say it really, it could morally be okay to seek revenge. I can understand that as an argument. But in any given lobby, you're you're trying to win the game for yourself. You're not worried about the other players. And if you want to get a high win rate, you can't worry about the next player they play, right? Etc. So I would say, even though it may morally be okay to seek revenge on somebody, and even though your emotions may direct you to seek revenge on someone, only seek revenge in scenarios like we discussed, and only seek revenge when it benefits your game, either the current game you're in or when you're playing multiple games with people. It may make sense to seek revenge so that they continue their bullying behavior, or they discontinue their bullying behavior in regards to playing Risk with you. Definitely let me know, what you think about revenge in regards to Risk, and if you think I got anything wrong, or if you have anything to add, please add in comments or reach out to me. I am Risky Phil, one word on Twitch, FIL, Risky Phil, 2 words on YouTube, FIL, and FIL on Discord. Thank you.